Welcome. We've seen this build before. Okay, we're upgrading our iron farm just a teensy bit more, not adding a new layer this time, but reworking the inside. So we have our little railway system for the husk to spin around on, and we have those little repeaters facing the trapdoors, and it's going to run redstone all the way around so that we can close the trapdoors with one fail swoosh of a lever. So we push him back in, he gets put back on the track, and then he starts spinning around and around. And he spins around and around so that the villagers can eventually sleep, but that wasn't working, that wasn't helping. So we instead have to figure out a way that we can close the trapdoors every couple of days, because if you don't, your spawns will start to get lowered. So we see him on there right now. We're just gonna take him off. We'll place some extra rails, and then we'll go over there and we'll just push him off. We'll get hit a couple times, but it's not doing much. That was because don't do that much if you have armor on you. So you can see this right here. We're going to take out the railway system, and we're going to move it back a couple so that we can put in the redstone that we need. And when we start breaking the blocks, the water starts to fall, so we just put a little slab there. So we'll fill that area in, get out, and then we'll just start to make the new railway system like 2 blocks back. We'll do that to all 4 chambers. As you can see, we're doing that to the 3rd chamber now. Just take the husk out, be careful, make sure he doesn't die, make sure your villagers don't die. So as you can see from the side, you can just put like 3 blocks in front of them and they should be fine. We had one point where they did get out, but when it turns nighttime, they'll just run back to their beds. So it's not the worst thing ever. Worst thing that could happen happened. We had a whole horde of zombies. There was like 10-20 come. So I'm pushing our iron golem over, trying to get him over this way so that he can help me out, help beat up these guys. This iron golem wasn't even supposed to spawn, but when you are upgrading it, you will have points where the iron golems spawn on the solid block, since we had to take out some of our slabs. But this is the best way I found. You place all the slabs down so that they can't spawn. So like when we're done, you'll see that it's just slabs again. Right here we have the zombies just attacking us. The iron golems throwing in work though. So I placed the redstone inside the sandstone, and then we just cover it up with more sandstone blocks. As you can see right here, it's just on the thing, and then we just cover it with slabs so that nothing can spawn on them, and then the sides will be blocks and then a slab placed on top of them too, so that no iron golems can spawn anywhere besides the water. And as you can see already, while we're building it, we already have a bunch of iron golems spawning in. So the farm is working already, and we'll come over on this side and we'll start to fill in around this. So fun fact, when I was building this, that little hole right there inside the chamber it's open so that I can walk in there, so that I can look to see how I did it, so that I can redo it. But a zombie got in there, so they died. And then I went to go get the stuff to cure them, and they despawned. So just make sure that doesn't happen. See, we fill them in, and then I wanted to fill in the inner bits. This iron golem was in my way. He had to die. And then if you want to get on the insides, I just placed like 1 to 2 slabs on the outside, and then I'd hop on the slab, and then I'd hop in. Here we start to build up a wall around our iron farm so that no more creepers or zombies can get in. So since they can't spawn in here, the only way for them to get in is to walk in. So we're building a giant wall to help fix that. Yeah, so we'll start building our wall up around our cactus farm, and just make sure that it's high enough, and then we go to the other side of our village, we start breaking down some sand, and then we'll start doing the same thing right over here. The goal is to try and make the wall not as big as possible, but just big enough to where mobs can't get in. Build it up around our farm too, and we'll build this one just a little bit higher. And then we try to make a trench between the wall and the land so that if anything does try to get in, it's just gonna fall in the trench. Yeah, we built this wall about 4 or 5 blocks high, so it should be good. And then we start mining out some more from our little cave that we got going on here. Yeah, and as I started mining in the cave, I was mining that a little bit, and then I realized that sand was falling, so I went up to the top and we started clearing out the sand, some of the sand up there too, trying to make it look just a little bit better, a little bit nicer, and also getting some materials out of it also, because we need a lot of sand and sandstone. That's why I have multiple caves that are just mined out fully. Well, not fully mined out, obviously, but I just have a bunch of caves that are really mined out. So we start to build our wall up there some more, and then we come back to the wall over here. We're making sure this wall's really big, considering it matches up with the land, and we don't want that. Build it up, it starts to go nighttime, so we run over to our bed, get some rest, and then we start placing in some slabs over here too, just to make sure nothing can spawn in. The whole goal is to make sure nothing can spawn in. If it gets over the wall, we'll fix that later, but the whole goal for now is to just make sure other things can't spawn in here. We don't want other things spawning in here, and we don't want the iron golems to spawn. And then we start making our stairs look a little bit nicer. Everything's covered in slabs, over like a couple hundreds of slabs, because when we were originally building this, we had iron golems still spawning outside of the farm, which was annoying. So I said screw it, and we're just gonna place slabs everywhere. And then we start blowing up our cave so that we can get some extra sandstone. And we can also give our land a little bit more justice, make it look a little bit more natural, I guess. I don't know. I just start blowing things up, you know? Sometimes you just need to blow things up. Next, we start placing lights around our farm. We place them all over we place them all over the iron farm. There we go. And then we start placing them around the actual perimeter. So we place them on all the corners of our iron farm, and then we start placing them around the actual farm itself. See, we have them on the walls, on the fences, and here's some just nice little beauty shots that we got going on here. So our iron farm is a double stacked iron farm, so we do have iron golems spawning at the top and at the bottom, and eventually we will need to do some more upgrades to the top, because we're just not getting as good of spawns with the top as we are at the bottom. So eventually I will stack up this wall a little bit higher, just because you can see that mobs can pop it right there. And eventually, I don't know why I built those stairs, I was really tired. And there's our farm. We have a sheep farm over here, and we only have 1 sheep in it. I need to get more sheep over there, but you're about to hear past me talk. So hey guys, okay, so we just got done upgrading the farm. So what we basically did was we hooked up redstone through each one of these, so we hooked up redstone through our little villager chambers here, so that when this lever right here is flipped, it will put the trapdoor up and down, so that okay, 1 second. So that when it turns nighttime, the villagers can sleep, because normally when the trapdoor's down, they are frightened by the husk. So when they're up, we can put them up either during the day or after a couple of days of them sleeping, because after a couple of days of them not sleeping, you'll start to see that your golem spawns will slow down. Right now, we're doing pretty well. We just had a couple of villagers fall from the top. I mean, a couple of iron golems fall from the top and a couple spawn in here. But it helps with it should help with our iron golem spawns and make more iron golems come. So we hooked it up through all the way over here, and we have the beds and the villagers stay in this little area. Then we have the barrels in front of the beds and trapdoors on top of the barrels, and then we have repeaters facing the trapdoors, and then the redstone hits the repeaters, telling the repeaters to lift the trapdoors. Let me go flip the switch one more time. Let me kill the zombie. There we go. Oh yeah, we'll come back right over here. And look, yep, see, they're all up. And then when they're up and it's nighttime, they can sleep. And they won't have to worry about the husks. So I thought when I was building it, I thought that it would be a problem with that little slab right there. It doesn't matter. As long as the villagers can't see the husk, you're good. And it really has improved my spawn rates, and we'll have to do it to the top too eventually. Not really looking forward to it, but we'll do it eventually. We're gonna need it. And in my little montage, you saw me build the stairs up to the portal. I blew up the stairs. I think it looks better this way. And now I can get into my cave, and I upgraded the portal a little bit, so whenever I want to leave, whenever you just want to leave, you just run up the stairs, go through the portal, and you'll see our other portals that bring me back home and stuff. We also put a giant wall up around the whole place to keep most of the mobs out. Somehow they're still getting over here like this a little bit, and I think they can spawn on top of it, so we'll probably layer the top with slabs. But for now, this is what we got. This is what we're working with. And if you come right here, you get to this little spot, you can see they'll hit the lava, they'll fall onto the hopper just like last time. It's the same farm, just a little bit of upgrades. And then we have our hoppers that will come all the way down here. We got a little nook in there. I don't really use that one anymore, but see, this is how much iron we've gotten. It's been like 2-3 hours, not too bad. Eventually I want to get a railway system to bring the iron from here back to the base, and that's what we got right here. This area is like a tunnel all the way back. Yeah, that will lead all the way to my mine. But this is what we got for now, and I'll show you guys the other rest area I have up here. Give me 1 second. There we go. Yeah, see, it's turning daytime, so villagers will soon wake up, and we will flip the lever so that they can be frightened by the husk, and then we'll get our iron drops. Open the door. There's my dog, and then you just sit right here and let it go. I put it in the middle just in case, so that we can get the spawns from those guys and these guys. And look, see? We already got 4 iron golems going in there. So, lots of iron means good work. The top spawns are probably a lot lower than the bottom spawns at the moment, because we can't really close those trapdoors without manually going and doing it. So that's why I gotta go do the top 2 soon. But that's all we did for today, and I'm glad to be back on this world. Alright, peace. We out.